Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is staying safe and sound in this pandemic, and I hope that everyone is ready to learn something new today. But first, if you like what you see, please give me a big thumbs up. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hit that bell notification so you know when my videos come out. Generally, I put them out between 3 and 4 every day, so many people can watch them, even kids. This is a family-friendly channel, so don't worry about that. And please subscribe, okay? Right now, I'm having a promo that I will be giving $100 to a random subscriber when I reach 1,000 subscribers. But you must comment. Or 2 free lessons, because someone asked me that they want lessons, so it's your choice. But this is a limited time offer, so try to get it started, and we'll see what's going to happen. Okay, so I was thinking about last week, and as you know, we did a lesson about diversity, culture, and ethics. So a lot of people actually responded well to that video. So I thought I would do another video on a similar topic, very similar, and just see how it goes. So I've done this in the class, and it really, really opened their eyes. So this thing is called, it is a speaking task, but what happens is first you have to write the questions, and then you have to answer them, and then they answer it, okay? So it's called cultural awareness. So what would happen is that student A, which is the one that writes the question, and then asks the question, would speak to student B, and then they would switch. That one would become student A and student B. So what would happen is they pose an interesting scenario. So you're about to be relocated abroad for the next 2 years. Okay. Now, you don't have to go to another country to meet people of all different cultural diversities. You could do that here. So what I propose is, instead of saying about going abroad, I would just say meeting someone who is from a different country than you're from. Okay? Prefer that already. Okay, so to minimize backlash of your culture shock there, talk to a cultural advisor who knows a lot about the country. Prepare some questions that you'd like to ask. Okay, so here, instead of a cultural advisor, I would just choose someone who is actually from that country. I'll get into it in a minute. Think of the main aspects of your life there: work, social relationships, local values, and or sensitivities you need to be aware of, etc. Okay, so let's say, for instance, that you want to know more about Korea. Okay. Granted, I did study Korean in college, and I did study a little bit about the Korean culture, but I'm not an expert in Korea. Sorry about that. I'm not an expert in Korea or Korean culture. Okay, I know some about it. So you could choose a Korean person and just ask them questions. In other words, you want to know more about them. This is, to connect. For example, what places are good to see in Korea? Or what do Korean people like to eat? Or what kind of music do Korean people like? Nowadays, people here are crazy about BTS. BTS is a Korean pop group. And many Americans, especially the younger Americans, they love them. Even though they sometimes speak in English and sometimes they sing in Korean. So, there's another thing. Like I said, with food, they like kimchi. Or maybe customs, and you ask them, what is one of your customs? And Maybe one of the customs, like I said, is taking your shoes off when going into the house. And you may be like, hey, we do that too. So we have something in common. They like to eat meat. You might be like, oh, I like to eat meat too. There's another thing we have in common. So you can think about stuff that you have in common with someone else. Okay, my focus here is to try to unite us all as Americans. After what happened last week, I feel that we are a bit divided, okay? And we need to come together as Americans and, know each other and work together and find the similarities that we have. And this exercise, trust me, is a very good exercise. If you want to, you could take a screenshot of the exercise and you could use it for any person. You could talk to a Korean person, a Spanish person, a Chinese person, anybody, just anybody, okay? And it really is an eye-opener because you find out the similarities and the differences that you have. Remember, we may look different on the outside, but on the inside, we're all the same. We may have different customs, but it doesn't mean anything. It's just there are very slight differences. In food, we may have little slight differences in food, but basically we still eat almost the same thing. We eat meat, we eat vegetables, stuff like that. Again, try this and, you're going to like it. You're going to learn something. Now, if you cannot talk to someone who's from another country or who came from another country, you could always make some questions that you would want to ask, and then you can go on the internet and look for the answers. Okay? Like I said, this is a very eye-opening exercise, and it would help us to, to overcome that diversity that we have right now. We're all Americans. If you're living in the United States, you're an American. I don't care what country you came from originally, we all came from another country. My ancestors weren't born here. Okay? Again, if you like what you see, give me a big thumbs up. Okay? Hit that bell notification so you know when my videos come out. And please subscribe. Remember my promo. This is not going to last too long. Probably to the end of the month. Help me to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I will be giving a random subscriber either the 2 private lessons or $100. But make sure you comment so they know you're a real person. And please let me know what you think of this topic. This is not a topic that I was originally anticipating to do, but I kind of felt compelled to do this because of what happened last week, okay? And, I want everyone to come together. Just like the Republicans and the Democrats need to come together, we all need to come together as one, because united we stand, divided we fall. I thank you, and stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow, where I will probably do another medical lesson, because I still had a medical lesson that I did not get to. Take care.